Hi, welcome back to my book talk video. This video is about the books that I read so far and what I think of them. If you don't know about them, I think if you watch my previous video, March April reads, you would know the books that I'm gonna talk about. If you don't, I'm anyway gonna talk about it, so you'll just know the books that I read. Doesn't really matter. And then I have two new books that I added that I will be reading, which is tempting, exciting, and it's just there. I'm a little bit sick, so I'm always sick, guys, and I managed to do what I'm doing. Does anybody want to know coffee news? Because I just got this from a coffee shop. Like, I don't see this a lot, but some coffee shops have this article every week. I think they change it, or every month. So we have some coffee news. But I don't know if this even, I mean, it wouldn't help you unless and until you're in New Zealand. I can talk about some quotes. We have some quotes. So, quotable quotes. Write your sad times in sand, write your good times in stone, by George Bernard Shaw. Another one is, happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony, by Mahatma Gandhi. Then there is what's happening, there is volunteering. There's volunteering. Mommy, my school put volunteering for Mercy Hospice. Mercy Hospice no volunteering no આવ્યું છે 500 બી અને 100 નો નંબર છે. તો મને એમાં I think I can get the service hours because it's volunteering. Mercy Hospice 500 બી. And we have some weekly horoscope. I'm a Libra, so moving on. We're not going to talk about it. I read lots of books. There were lots of books for me this month. So some of them I went and got free audiobooks, and I don't know, I just got the free audiobooks because I thought if I want to rush. But I did check my audiobooks, and I'm pretty sure it's the same thing. It's just that I was listening to it, but it's quite good. And before we get into it, I'm gonna show you the books that I got and how they look and why am I excited and why you should be excited. So yep, let's see that. So don't mind my whatever this is just, so the first book we have is Forget Me Not by Julie Soto, and just look at the cover, guys. Just look at the cover. This reminds me of the Flowers Forget Me Not, because yes, it is based off something like that. I got it from the library because I wasn't sure how I would feel about this book, so I got it from the library. And it's just about these two guys, their exes, and they have to do a wedding planning thingy, and he's a florist, she's the wedding planner, and they team up again, and there's something that happened 2 years ago, and yeah, it's all just about that. And the other one is Bookish and the Beast, Once Upon a Con series by Ashley Poston, and it's beautiful. This is beautiful. Just look at this. This is beautiful, guys. I'm just in love with these two books, and I just want to know how it goes. My camera is slanting, right? Yeah, it is. This is emergency spot. I don't have any other spot. I was meant to be shooting this video in the library because there's some good places I wanted to show you, but I think I can do that on Wednesday. And yeah, that would be for my next video, which you can see because the place is really good. And yeah, it's just really good. So I have written stuff. This is the list. This is different. So as I told you about the book Forget Me Not and Bookish and the Beast, you can see how excited I am. And I haven't ever read Julie Soto books, but Ali Hazelwood said that Julie Soto is my favorite writer, period. I'll read anything she writes and love every second of it. So I assume this should be something, because Ali Hazelwood is like really good for her rom-com books that she writes. I haven't read any of her books, so if you guys are gonna judge me for that, I'm sorry, but I want to read the recent book that has got like released, which is Bride. I think the girl is like a vampire and the guy is like werewolf or something. Like, it's like fantasy or something, which I'm intrigued because I want to read that kind of book because it's giving me a vibe. So I'll read that if I can. And Ashley Poston, I haven't read any of her books. This is the first one. I know that 7 Year Slip is the most recent one, which is loved by a lot of people and it's everywhere on my Instagram page and everything. But guys, I'm a little bit late to this trend. I'm going on with the books that nobody knows, nobody is talking about, so that you guys can go read them, because I'm sure nobody knows about this. Do you know about this? If you do, pretend you don't, because I'm telling you about it. So you better be like watching. So the first book that I read was All the Lovers in the Night, and the other book by the same author, Heaven, Miko Kawakami. She's the author of the two books. And let me tell you, this book, the books that I read are not just sad, not just, it's Japanese fictions, of course, it's like gives you the vibe of that, but the characters in this book have their own story, their own thoughts, you actually feel like you're present into their life. You're actually visioning the things happening. All the Lovers in the Night is about a girl. She is a freelancer. She reads books and she gives her basically she reads the books and she just does. Wait a minute, I just got blank. Wait, I know what she does. She's freelancing. She reads books and she's, my goodness, this is, I know the word, but my brain is not bringing it. She reads books for the authors and she just checks if there is any mistake. Guys, I know the word. I have a brain fart or something, because I literally forgot the I know the word. I know. Let me actually I want. So sorry. I don't know. I just forgot that what she does is proofreading. I did say freelancing, I did say she's but I couldn't get the word. Yeah, she's proofreading. So we have our main character, Fuyuko Iri. She's a freelancer proofreader in her mid-30s who lives alone, and over the course of about 8 months, the novel describes her routine, her day-to-day life, her life in solitude, her devotion of work, her devotion to work. I do have issues today happening. The introduction of her is basically what she does, how she meets people in her workplace, and then there's a little bit about her past as well that tells us why she is like what she is right now in her 30s, which is I believe that because of that past of hers that affected her is the reason why she is the way she is. That is what I feel, because there's some really disturbing themes in this book. It's a short book, so it shouldn't take time, but there are really disturbing things in this book, and the tone of these books that I know is that they have a certain tone which is like, which does not make you feel anything, but it tells you so much without saying so much. So I think one thing with this book is that you have to give it time to process what's going on. We see everything about her life and the people she meets and how it goes. And the same author wrote a book called Heaven, and Heaven is about 2 high school students who get bullied. The guy gets bullied by boys, and the girl in the class gets bullied by the girl group. So you know, this girl and boy, they get bullied by their own gangs, and one day the girl just writes a letter to the guy that, I know you get bullied, I get bullied too, why don't we become friends? And basically it's not like we see how the relationship develops, okay? And it's not even about confrontation and stuff like that. It's just, this book is about bullying, what it does to you, what is the reason why when people who get bullied, they can't do anything about it, you know, and disturbing themes, all sorts of things. And yes, it has the same tone, same theme. So it's just, these books have this strange thing, which is they tell you a lot of things that actually make sense in your life. So I think one thing about Mieko Kawakami is that she's a good author. She writes good books, and it's not everybody's type. Because one thing with me is like, I'm really picky with Japanese novels. Like, so far I've read Strange Weather in Tokyo, A Convenience Store Woman, Kitchen, and stuff like that. So it's like, it depends on the way you like a book. If this dialogue setting or this tone or this kind of a theme is what you like or is what you're looking for, then you can definitely go for All the Lovers in the Night and Heaven. And I think, yeah, you're pretty much good. The other book that I read by another author, she's famous for her book, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I haven't read that book again, so guys, if you wanna judge me, go ahead. Yeah. So it's by Taylor Jenkins Reid. She wrote Malibu Rising, Carrie Soto is back, and After I Do. So beginning with Malibu Rising is a family drama, explores four famous siblings who throw an epic party in the Malibu each year, and it explores their relationship, choices, consequences, and one of the unforgettable nights when something happens. It dwells into the tragic romance between Meek and June Costes in the 50s and in the 60s. So that's one thing. And I think if you want to know a detailed thing about Taylor and the way she writes her books, I'm gonna mention a link on my description box. There's a video from this guy who's done great explaining it. I don't have that time to do that, so I'm just gonna be like, if you wanna watch, you could go watch his video as well, because this guy Meek is in almost every book. He's just there. I don't know why. And there's so many connections in all of Taylor Jenkins Reid books that I feel like if you want to know this drama and this theory going on, you should definitely check out his video. I'll just mention the link. Yeah. And then Carrie Soto is Back is just another of, like, I don't know if it's like a sequel to this. It's not a sequel to this, definitely it's not. It isn't. But it's about Carrie Soto. And yeah, I think pretty much if you want to know about, because her books, one thing about her books is giving me a vibe, is 90s 60s vibe, when drama, mysteries and things like politics or things like affairs. This is the whole zone or vibe I get when it's anything with Taylor Jenkins. Like, Taylor has, like, I don't know, she just has this particular writing style, the vibe. I just feel like, yeah, it just takes you back to somewhere in the 60s, 70s, 80s. Basically, Carrie Soto is Back is just about Carrie coming back, and she retires from, like, her tennis, and she's the best player the world has seen. She has shattered every record and claimed 20 slam titles. But 6 years after her retirement, Carrie finds herself sitting in the stands of the 1994 US Open, watching her record be taken by her brutal, stunning British player named Nikki Chan. Things happen in this book. So just about drama and how it is and what she does. I think I couldn't get up with Carrie Soto is Back. Like, I didn't have anything with it. I don't know why. I just couldn't vibe with it. Malibu Rising was good, and then, yeah, I don't know, I couldn't just vibe with it. I think it was a problem with me, or I couldn't understand the taste of it, but I just could not vibe with Carrie Soto is Back. So I don't know if I could recommend you, but if I didn't like it, it's not that you wouldn't like it. Maybe you loved it, but I just couldn't. Then After I Do is about two married couple, Lauren and Brian. Their marriage reaches a breaking point, and they decide on a rule that they need to separate. They cannot contact each other, but they can do anything apart from that. Like, they can't talk to each other, they can't contact each other, but they can have their separate lives. And I think this goes on for, like, a long period of time. Like, they're allowed to have relationships, they're allowed to have whatever. Okay, these guys haven't even, like, divorced each other, they're just, like, apart, I think. So it's just that they're on this self-discovery journey, okay, and things are going on, and they see how caught up they get with their different people, and can they get together. And After I Do is not something I can vibe with. The thing I know about that is that I don't know if it was meant for me because of the genre and the age, I think. But yeah, definitely I would recommend this book for people who go through heartbreak, who have gone through certain things. But it's just that I wouldn't recommend this to them again, because I don't want you to be sad and become more sad. Why would I do that? I wouldn't do that. But as I said, it's all about that. The other one that I read was by Christina Lauren, autobiography. It's just disappointing. So I had my hopes high on this book because it's about two students. They're in high school, boys. One boy is okay with being gay and the family accepts it. The other boy is from a Christian family, and we see how, they're strict and they are not quite accepting a boy being gay, and like how these two people fall in love and blah 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 blah. There's so many things that happen in this book that I'm like, at one point it's good, and then at the other point it just disappoints me. It's like that book just put me somewhere. I don't want to even be there. So I don't know if you want to go and read that book. Mostly I would recommend it for teenagers, but I couldn't again vibe with it. I don't know why. Going on further, I read, oh my goodness, right. This is so stupid. I read this book, Kiss the Sky by Krista and Becca. And mind you, if I tell you, I started the book 5-6 chapters or 10 chapters in, and I dropped it. I just dropped it. The book was not my type. The dialogue, the setting, the characters, fine, I can accept it. I was having a good journey, good time with the drama, the love triangle, or whatever thingy was going on. So the thing is, we have Connor and Rose, and these two people were together in high school. They're the rich people, okay? Their families are rich, they're in business, they're doing things. Connor and Rose are like two strong-minded people. So they get back together and they have a deal because Rose, her sister, gets up into like something like some scandal shit, like her thingy video goes viral because she's like a sex addict or something, and they have to make like a TV show, a reality show, to just cover up on her sister's doing, to show that she's good and stuff like that. So we have Rose and her sister, okay, and the boyfriend she's with, and we have Rose herself with Connor. Okay, mind you, the director of this whole reality show is the ex of Rose. I don't want to even get into it because it got so nasty. I'm just sorry. I don't know how do you guys have this straight face thingy when you are reading that book, because I dropped it. It's literally written drop out. There is no date of finishing it. I just dropped it because I couldn't with that book. So forget about even reading the series in that book. One thing I hate is there are these books that have beautiful covers, and this book had a blue cover, and I'm obsessed with blue. Okay, so when you give me something like a blue cover book, I'm definitely gonna have high hopes until you ruin it. Like Twisted Love, Ugly Love, Kiss the Sky. These books have blue covers, so I expect it to be naturally a little bit satisfying, but you can't even do that. So it's disappointing. So I don't know, if you want to go ahead and read this book, you can, but this is not my type. Again, another book that I didn't read, I actually just got over with it by an audiobook was Conversations on Love. It's about the author Natasha Loon, how she ends up going to a journey to discover love, relationships, friends, family, and it's just the whole theme of the book is question answer, question answer. She's interviewing people and she gets her thoughts down, how it is, what it is. Definitely you should read that book for at least once. Anybody should read this book at least once in their lifetime to at least know the different versions of love and how it is. And yeah, if you want to know more similar to it, you could go ahead with All About Love by Bell Hooks, All About Love. Or you could also read Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. There is a series. Let me tell you, if you want to finish it in short, you can just go and search Everything I Know About Love series and you could go watch that. The other book that I read was Diagnosis. Diagnosis is also a series, Netflix series. You should go watch that. It's so good. It's good. You should actually go watch the show rather than reading. That is my opinion. Other book that I read was by, oh my god, actually I need to search it because I had issues with my hands are gonna show you so much right now. I'm sorry. Yeah. The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. Same author who wrote Circe. I haven't read that book. I have to read the book. It's on my list. But the Song of Achilles is like a lot of things is happening in the book. It's like Trojan War based book. Okay, it's about these two guys and their story. It's sad for some people. People were crying for this book. I couldn't cry, let me tell you. It's not that it wasn't sad. It was sad, but I couldn't cry because it did not make me cry. Like, I couldn't quite understand. Maybe I have to reread this book, but no thanks. Okay, coming back to my two most favorite books of this video, let's just talk about it, is The Palace of Illusions by Chitra Banerjee Divarakuni, and it's based on Mahabharat. It's an Indian history, mythology. It's history, but you can call it mythology. Okay, it's just about narrated by the Panchali, the fire-born heroine of Mahabharat. Panchali, also known as Draupadi. It's about her life, about how she explores her marriage, her complicated friendship with Krishna, and all about that. The other book by the same author is The Forest of Enchantment. It's Ramayan in a sense, but if you read this book, it's called as Sitayan, so it's basically from Sita's perspective about what she went through when the Ramayan happened, before she got married with Ram, her life, after she got married with Ram, her life, when she was in the exile, her life, when she got kidnapped, her life, when she comes back, her life, when again she goes, her life, everything from her perspective, from a woman's perspective. So I really enjoyed this book. I loved this book. I really loved to explore this by a woman's eye. and you should read it. It's not that hard. The book is easy paced book. Yeah, some words maybe you would not understand, then you need to like sit with your Google translation thingy. But I overall really enjoyed the book. Last book, guys, last book. Last two books. First one is The House at the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. I didn't understand anything in it because I think the dialogue was not meant for me. The theme wasn't meant for me. I'm not gonna talk about that. And last but not the least, A Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. One thing about Riley Sager is he's everywhere, okay? My friends love him for his books, and this is the first book I'm reading of his, okay? I haven't read his previous work. I don't know about it. But this is about a haunted home vibe thingy. It's about this main character, her, the girl, her family. Her dad writes about this home, and it's basically he's writing about it in a perspective of like it's haunted and there are ghosts and stuff. Later the girl realizes it's true, so it's like past present, the theme of the book if you read it. And then you're gonna see how the girl explores it and how she's like, is this really true? What is happening? Why is it happening? Usually what happens with this kind of mystery, psychological, haunted books is like you suspect the wrong person the entire time because you think that's the person until you find out that, oh god, that's not the person. The person who you did not suspect is the villain. So yeah, basically I'm gonna say it again and again and again. Alex North wrote the book The Whisper Man, and that book is number one. It's heaven for me. I haven't read Stephen King books, but he's also one of the most good writer when he writes about it. And this is the first book I read from Riley Sager. So I had my hopes high. I wanted an author to beat my level of that. I read this book. It was good. Okay, haunted home. I love it. I love anything with that vibe. But it just couldn't click because logically speaking, there's so many things in this book that actually didn't make sense. Like you would question yourself. You'd be like, but you could have done this. Why is this like, but didn't you just say, but wait, why is the girl like acting like this? Why didn't she question? Why is she, there's so many things happening in this book. But definitely you could read this. It does give you a haunted vibe. It is crazy. You never expected it coming is the vibe of this book. So yes, I want to read his other books because somebody needs to break that bar for me, for Alex North. You need to break that bar for me because I am not over that book. I want to reread it. Do you see me? Yes. Now, moving on, 2 books that I'm gonna read coming up is this that I talked about. Forget Me Not, Bookish, and The Beast. And the other 2 is Emily Henry, Book Lovers, and A Taste for Poison, 11 Deadly Substances and Killers Who Used Them by Neil Bradbury. Fascinating, real story. I want to know this. I want to know how this is gonna go for me. So 4 books on my list I need to finish, and this is all about everything that I told you. This video is more of like, I know I didn't like, but it's just there because I couldn't vibe with it. I just couldn't. I don't know why. But I had so many books and I expected so much. Yep. So that's for today. Hope you enjoyed this video. Do tell me what you think about the books that I talked about, if you've read them. And if you want to have like a discussion, you can just comment down and let me know your thoughts. We can just discuss about these books, because I have a lot of things in my mind. But as I'm speaking, this video is already like more than 10 minutes. I don't know how I'm gonna edit it. It's gonna be crazy. So enjoy your day, have a good time reading these books, and thank you. Adios.